What is blockchain and why should we even care? Sometimes those of us who are in the blockchain space forget that when we're talking to our friends, our families, our business associates who don't understand blockchain as well as we do, or have no interest in understanding blockchain, they're asking some real questions that are legitimate questions, like the one we started with. What is blockchain and why should I care? Is it going to make my life better? And if so, is it going to make my life so much better that I'm going to want to learn about it, that I'm going to want to adopt it, that I'm going to want to embrace it? And for many folks, that question has never been answered sufficiently. What we need to do as a community is we need to start thinking about real-world problems and how blockchain solves real-world problems. And I'm not talking about some complex supply chain dApp that's going to, in a very complex way, change the supply chain so that we know where our fish came from when we sit down at the restaurant. I'm talking about practical things, real-world practical benefits of blockchain. My name's Enrico. We're going to have a pretty short video today, and we're going to talk about how to talk about blockchain. Real-world problem number one, logins. Every time we access a website or an application, we have to log in. We have God knows how many emails, God knows how many passwords. Did we use Facebook to log in? Or did we use Apple login to log in? Did we use Google to log in? What if we get a new device? Or what if we go to a new location with a new IP address and all of a sudden we have to log in again? How much time do we spend trying to remember our logins? Or forget that, we probably can't. We have to reset our password, but we have to remember our username, we have to remember our email in order to do so. Every single week, every single month, every single year, we spend untold number of hours logging into different things. And not only do we have to log into things to gain access to those things, but we have to sometimes show who we are. We have to prove our identity. Well, what if I told you that there was a solution to this problem? What if I told you you could have one login to rule them all, to access everything?
Hold out your hand, Frodo. It's quite cool. What can you see?
What if I told you that that login would have a password which was unhackable, and that that single login, that single password would never be provided to any third party, that it would be something completely within your control? I'm not talking about some theoretical future technology that might help us out one day, or that if we get involved now could be available in the future. I'm talking about technology that exists right now, and it's called blockchain. When I register for my metamask wallet, I am provided a single key phrase, a number of words that only I will ever know, that are essentially my private key password. So I access my MetaMask wallet with that private key password. As long as I have control of that, I can log into MetaMask. And MetaMask gets me access to, not all, but virtually all Web3 applications, all decentralized apps. That single password, that single login gives me access to everything. Well, that's great right there, right? That's pretty amazing. I think that's real world value. But it's more than that, because it's an unhackable password. My password isn't created online and passed to some third party and sit on some Amazon server, which ultimately gets hacked, right? Because I know this because my browser tells me my password's been compromised. I got to think of a new one. This is an unhackable password because it never goes beyond me. It never goes to a third-party database. So an unhackable password that gets me a login to MetaMask that I can connect to any third-party application in order to gain access. One password, one login to rule them all, to get me access to everything. That's not some theoretical technology. That's not some futuristic wish that might come true, that might happen sometime down the line. That technology is right here. It's blockchain technology. Not only do we have the problem of logging in order to get access to something that we find of value, like Facebook or Twitter or Delta Airlines website or our credit card company website. Not only do we struggle to get access to these applications by trying to manage the myriad of endless username and password combinations which no human being could ever remember, but we also have to prove who we are, our identity, that I am I, that me is me, that Enrico is Enrico. So we gain authorization in some instances and we establish identity in other instances. Blockchain brings these two things together into a single login so that not only am I getting access, but I am proving that I am me. Real world problems being solved by blockchain right now.